and good morning, and welcome back to the podcast, the Evil Dungeon Masters AD&D podcast. I'm your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince. Hopefully you're doing well out there. It's Monday morning. It's time for a new podcast. Time to get back into the routine. Birthday month and visits and things like that had thrown me off quite a bit. Time to get back into the grind of podcasting for fun. And YouTube for fun. You can head over there, youtube.com/theevildm or theevildm.com, my website. Anyway, I know you're interested in AD&D stuff, and I appreciate everybody that supports me, listens, and downloads. Quite a few you out there, so it shows that AD&D is still relevant in the gaming sphere when people say, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. Anyway, so I'm going to keep the torch burning. The only one left from Roll for Initiative that's interested in doing this, because the rest of them really don't want to or have time to. And that's just how things work. Anyway, today we're going to talk about a spell. One that kind of when I was reading through the book, I was just like, you know what? That's actually pretty cool. It's not that big of a spell. I mean, it's a 4th level spell. It's called Dig. Now, it's an evocation spell, and it's something that people really just kind of glance over. At least I think so. When it comes to magic user, the 4th level spell, its range is 3 inches. Duration is 1 round per level. Area of effect is 5 foot cube per level of the magic user. Verbal, semantic, and material. Casting time takes 4 segments. Saving throw is special. Doesn't really apply much in this situation here, but the description goes, a dig spell enables the caster to evocate 120 feet of earth, sand, or mud per round. The hole thus dug is a cube, 5 foot per side. The material thrown from the evocation scatters evenly around the pit. If the magic user continues downward beyond 5 feet, there is a chance the pit will collapse. 15% / additional 5 foot depth in earth, 35% additional 5 foot depth in sand, and 55% additional 5 foot depth in mud. Any creature at the edge, of about 1 foot, of such pit has to use its dexterity score as a saving throw to avoid falling into the hole, with a score equal to or less than the dexterity, meaning that the fall was avoided. Any creature moving rapidly towards the pit area will fall in unless it saves versus magic. Any creature caught in the center of the pit just dug will fall in. So it doesn't really matter. I guess no saving throw there? That's interesting. The spellcaster uses a miniature shovel and a tiny bucket, to activate the dig spell, and must continue to hold these material components while each pit is dug out. This, overall is pretty, I would say, useful utility spell to have for a magic user. And I don't see too many people using it, maybe because it's a 4th level spell, and a lot of times by the time you get to 4th level, you're not thinking, I'm going to use Dig. Thinking maybe Dig should be, in my opinion, maybe a lower level spell, maybe 2nd or 3rd at most. 4th level, I think, is a little high for this type of spell. But, I was thinking of ways that you could possibly use this as a dungeon master. Like, you could use this as a dungeon collapse. A villain collapses a tunnel behind them with the dig spell sealing off the pursuit. Now the player characters must waste time with spells or digging through to get out, or at least chase after said villain. Like, you could see him in the room, and they corner him, and he's like, dig! And he, hits the ceiling or something like that, and it makes it collapse as he runs down the passageway. Of course, you can give your characters a chance to run after him before the cave-in happens, but the chances of them doing that is probably pretty slim, and they'll get caught. You can tell them they'll probably get caught in the collapse. So they don't want that. They don't want to suffocate to death, and that's something. You could use it as a trap. The players feel the floor shake. A hidden caster is using dig to undermine the floor ceiling. Suddenly, the dungeon is falling on their heads. So there could be some type of runic magic, and the dig spell is there. So if they cross over a certain area, or they don't move a certain way, the floor right below them can collapse, and then maybe a second spell above. So you think about this, they're walking over. It's now become a pit trap because they fell into it. Okay, they're like, oh, this is dumb. But little did they know, there's a secondary one right above. So when first one triggers, the second one triggers, and then dirt falls on them while they're in this said new pit. Suffocation is going to happen unless they dig their way out, or somebody digs them out, depending on how you want to rule it. It's an interesting way to use it. The party finds a blocked chamber. The only way to get into the chamber is to dig carefully without collapsing. High risk, high reward there. So they get some type of riddle, or maybe they get some type of knowledge written on a piece of paper from somebody that's in this. It's buried in said chamber. The only way to get in is to carefully dig your way into the center. You know, digging the wrong way could collapse everything. And not only collapse all over the somewhat whatever treasure is, it'll just collapse on them as well, sealing them inside there, causing a chain reaction. The whole tunnel falls, and pretty much they're going to be dead at that point. Harsh, but yeah, big risk, big risk and a high reward going on there. You could use it during a castle siege, honestly, if you think about it. The magic user with the dig spell becomes a big game changer as he basically uses it below walls and things like that, or doors into the castle, and collapses the ground underneath it and opens a giant hole into the castle where they can throw, I don't know, a plank or something over, and then the enemies just, the soldiers just run right in afterwards. A clever NPC could use dig to start a landslide or a landslide or a dust cloud to cover his escape. As he's running past a mountain, he'll start casting the spell and running around the mountainside, and then boom, he triggers this like landslide and dust to cover his escape. The characters have to stop in their tracks to prevent them from sliding down the side of the mountain as this whole thing just collapses downward. I cannot speak this morning. I don't know, there's just some ways you can use this spell as a DM. As a player, you can always use it the same way as well. You're in a major battle, you can collapse some of the ceiling inside of a dungeon on top of the monsters that are in this certain room, or you can use it to dig underneath them to trap them in a hole. There's a lot of ways you can use this spell that's pretty interesting. Granted, it may not be the biggest draw spell, but I think there's some use in this spell. It maybe falls under a utility type thing, but I like the idea of it. So tell me what you think in the comments about this spell, and we'll talk about it. I'm always up for conversation. You can email me or hit me up on Spotify because you can reply. I can reply. They actually have a whole reply system now, so that's a great comment system. YouTube.com/TheEvilDM. You can do there as well. Support me at Patreon.com/TheEvilDM, where you can get a weekly live stream there as well. Figured out a way to do live stream on Patreon, so hopefully it works. So when I do the member stream on Friday for YouTube, it'll go on to Patreon as well. So if you're a Patreon member, you can view into it. With that said, I'm going to head out. Hopefully you have a great day. So keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, and God bless everybody.